haven't already, make sure to get a free copy of my book, Nuts, Efficient Dating for Men, so you can learn how to bust a nut whenever you want. And then with further ado, enjoy the video. So, Brad, do you want to explain statements of empathy?
Perfect. Okay, so the first time you're going to use a statement of empathy is when you first talk to the girl, because that's when she's the most unsure about meeting you. So either the first thing you say can be a statement of empathy, or the second thing you say. So you can first open with a statement of empathy and then immediately talk about something else. And an example of a statement of empathy is basically two things. It's demonstrating empathy, showing the girl that you're not necessarily going to stay there for very long, or you're not there to do anything bad, and you're demonstrating understanding of the situation she's in right now. Those two things. So if the girl's in a rush, you might say something like, I understand you're in a rush, I don't want to take up your time, and then you go on to what you wanted to say. The word I understand in a statement of empathy is one of the best ways to show empathy, just saying I understand before whatever you say. Or demonstrating that you can go, that you can leave at any time. Like, before you talk to her, you can say, just quickly, I want to talk to you, I'm going to leave in a second, I can see you're busy. Just noticing that they're busy and saying that you're willing to walk off and understanding that's showing empathy. Whether or not you're actually going to walk off is a different point. And actually, what I said before is actually a false time constraint, saying that you're going to leave, but it kind of goes well with a statement of empathy. False time constraint, false time constraint and statement of empathy go very well together. But the important part is when you use statement of empathy, you don't want to just. That's not the topic of conversation. You didn't go over to tell her you didn't want to interrupt her, and that's it. You actually have a solid thing to say as well. The statement of empathy is just to so to speak, soften whatever you actually wanted to say. You can either say it first and then use the statement of empathy, or you can say the statement of empathy first and then say it. But if you do say what you want to say first, it'll go something like this: like, I saw you over there. I noticed blah 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 blah. But hey, you don't have to respond. It's completely fine if you ignore me. You don't know me. I'm happy to just walk off right now. I can see that you have other shit to do. And then you keep talking, and then she's more likely to respond when you do use a statement of empathy like that. The girl feels like you're not going to interfere in her space. You're not going to intrude. And she almost wants to she wants to be nice. She's like, no, you're not. The most common answer when you say something like, hey, I don't want to interrupt you, a girl will often correct you and go, no, it's fine. It's completely okay. What's better, when you go up to a girl and she's like, I'm in a rush, I can't talk, or you go up to a girl and she's like, it's fine, you can talk to me. What's better, right? So when you use a statement of empathy, the girl will often give you the green light just because she now knows, because when a girl says she's in a rush, she feels like she has to explain the situation to you. She's like, fuck, this guy doesn't get it, I have to tell him in a rush, he doesn't know that I can't talk. I have to explain that to him, but if you demonstrate you understand already, she will give you more time. That's basically the statement. So you can use it later on in the interaction too, I'll get to in a second. You can use it later on into interaction as well, at a more critical moment when she's feeling a bit uncomfortable, or when you're trying to get the girl in the house, you can use a statement of empathy there, like, I understand that you don't know me very well, blah 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 blah. But then you just move on with it. You just use these things. It's more important on the approach, or when you're about to do something, or you're going to move, or when the friends are involved, some kind of moment like that, you can just say with empathy. What were you going to ask me?
Night game statement of empathy.
Yeah, it's important too. It's important in the day on the open. At night, sometimes the girls are so in their own reality and they're not listening to what you're actually saying. They're just in auto reject mode. A statement of empathy actually does nothing because they don't care that you're empathetic. They just want to totally fuck off no matter what you say. So sometimes statement of empathy doesn't really mean much, but if you're talking to a girl that actually is listening to people and she's paying attention in a nightclub, you might see it in her face. A statement of empathy will help. In the day, it's very useful.
Let me add to this real quick. So essentially, a statement of empathy is you're calling out the elephant in the room. So if the woman is probably feeling unsafe, you don't really know exactly what's going on in your head, you want to take an educated guess. So you want to say, okay, if you want to look at her communication, her body language, her face, right? These pillars of communication that we've spoken to you about. You want to look at her communication, her behavior, the subtle nuances in her communication. And you want to figure out how she is feeling, and you want to call it out. Okay, so if she's feeling uncomfortable, say, okay, I'm sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable. Or if she doesn't feel safe, let her know, like, hey, listen, you don't have to feel unsafe around me. So whatever is going on that would potentially be making her feel how she's feeling, you want to kind of call it out. So, I've had situations where talking to a woman and it almost feels like she wants me to leave, so I call that out. And I'm like, oh, like, am I bothering you? Like, you want me to leave? And then they usually like follow up with like a no. Because the thing is, the fact that you're calling it out shows social intelligence. It shows a massive amount of high value. Because you wouldn't be asking that unless you had a very high degree of social and emotional intelligence. Does this make sense, guys? So, good. So, it's funny because like by demonstrating, oh, like you're feeling uncomfortable. Oh shit, my bad. It was just a joke, right? Or, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or, this is how you're feeling, but this is how I'm expressing myself. Not necessarily apologizing, but empathizing with exactly how she's feeling with the experience she's going through in meeting you. You want to like completely call that out, and what that will allow you to do is actually kind of get closer to the girl, build a lot more comfort with her. So the whole point of building comfort is using these statements of empathy to kind of build more of a connection, more of a trust, more of a bond. And this works with anyone, dude. Like, it's really putting yourself in the person's shoes, right? A great book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. You guys ever read the book? Yep. Dale Carnegie? So he talks about, like, putting yourself in the other person's shoes, actually figuring out who they are from their individualistic, subjective, place they're coming from in life, right? Like, what country, what upbringing they have, who they are, right? And then figuring out, how you be offering them value through the experience you're giving them, the way you're communicating with them, right? So by actually putting yourself in their shoes, you know exactly how to communicate with them. Does this make sense? Social media and texting, okay? So, different styles, different ways to do this, but I want you guys to recognize that it's 2019, at least the time of filming this video. It's 2019, and whether you like it or not, social media is here. It's here to stay. And either you're with it or you're against it, and if you're not using it to your advantage, you're probably shooting yourself in the foot, to be honest. Okay? Because what's funny? I'll meet a lot of girls who meet me and they're like, oh, 5'4", 115-pound Indian. No thanks. Swipe left, right? But then the thing is, I'll use social media so to my fucking advantage, to the point, it's all my social media isn't me, it's marketing. It's a construct, dude. It's an image that I want people to see, right? And to be honest, my social media is better than most guys. It's not even close to where I want to be, okay? So essentially what you're using social media for is 3 things, okay? You want to use it to expand your reach, because you can actually meet women through social media. Obviously, cold approach is awesome. And then cold approach to like Instagram, if you have a really good profile, good photos, lots of followers, and good stories, is key, dude. It's essential. Your flake rate goes to like almost 0, okay? But the thing is, you can actually use social media to literally have random girls DM you. Like, I get DM'd by random women all the fucking time, like literally all the time, almost every single day. Because girls will tag me in the stories, or girls hit me up for parties because they do promoter stuff as well, nightlife stuff, or just girls tag me in the stories and their friends follow me. Does this make sense? Or people tag me in the stories and then their female friends who might just be attracted to you hit you up. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So it's really interesting because if you use social media to your advantage, you're going to lessen your flake rate. Now, there's different ways to do this because Brad doesn't really use social media at all. So he'll show you like text game examples or even Instagram examples later on. But overall, this is the best way to do it. Like, it's only to get bigger, and if you don't fucking like get on it now, you're kind of screwed. Like, if you do not get into the social media game now, understand that you're fucked. You're screwed. Because what's gonna happen is there's gonna be different social media platforms coming up. Like, do you guys know TikTok?
Yeah.
My buddy was like, yeah, I got 1.3. My buddy Jamie, he got 1.3 million followers on TikTok in 1 month. Okay, and I'm like, the fuck is TikTok? I don't know what that is. And then I realized everyone who's like under 18, like every 8 to 16-year-old is using TikTok in the United States, okay? I didn't know what TikTok was, right? Does it make sense? But you can actually use TikTok as a social media platform as well to DM people, connections. I was hanging out with this guy, Boxboy, in Los Angeles. You guys know Boxboy? Does anyone know Boxboy? Let's search up Boxboy right now. Let me just search up his Instagram. Boxboy. So, Boxboy, it's an interesting guy. He's like 19. He started a year ago from 0 followers in Australia. His father kicked him out of his house, okay? And he was like, he didn't know what to do, so he started putting out like funny videos. So check out some of his content. So it's just like dumb, kind of like pranky style type videos.
I got a big surprise.
Make sense? And then he gets other pages to share his content, and he's been growing like fucking crazy fast, like 2.6 million followers in a year. Okay, and then he just did a collab with Riley Reid, the porn star. Okay, I don't know if it's not on his Instagram. It's not on other Instagrams. Let me see. Anyway, he did it. He can just DM. Dude, look at this. With this many fucking followers, you can DM anybody. Okay, or my buddy Jamie, my homie Jamie. He fucking literally just like can literally DM anybody. He DMs companies to get free hotel stays, restaurants to get free dinners. All he has to do is do like an Instagram shout out. Like check this out. But he's in like news articles all the time. He's constantly posting this because it's more social proof, obviously. When I'm hanging out with this guy, he doesn't need to do cold approach. Girls approach him. Okay.
So I took these guys for.
So he's at a vegan restaurant. He gets free food everywhere he goes, just in exchange for one shout out. Because 1 million followers, 100,000 people see that. It's free marketing for them. It costs them like what, a $50 meal.
Personally, I wouldn't shout them out for a free meal.
I mean, he doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't cost him anything. He saves money on everything.
I shouldn't assume it.
Oh, it's me.
We invited friends to Howard's experience last night.
Quite average.
So there's a girl.
Okay, so this stuff makes sense. And then using your social media profile to, get more followers. You can meet just girls from Instagram alone, right? But what's even better is meeting girls from cold approach, having really cool photos where you're doing cool shit like all over the place, right? Like let's just dig through. Okay, Los Angeles, California. Me in the gym, some girls making out. So is this social proof? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So what are some things you'll notice from this profile? What are things you notice?
There's girls in there.
Shows fun life.
There's always girls in there, so I don't put girls up there at firit. It's usually like you slide. So it's like photo of me, then it's like oh shit. Then it's girls. Does it make sense?
This is on your Instagram, dude? I didn't know this.
So it's very strategic. I've done this like strategically. So, if you're a girl who follows me on Instagram, you dig through my shit, and you dig through like my stories, you see coaching, the girls will be like, what does this guy even do? Like I was talking to this girl today on, where's she? Notice like my DMs is just like high level dudes and like cute girls. And I'm looking for this one girl. So this girl was messaging me. She's like, hey Justin. So she's like asking me what I do, and I just send voice messages. Does this make sense? So she wants to meet me at 10 o'clock tonight. Okay?
Anna. So I'm an entrepreneur. I do all kinds of stuff. I do YouTube.
That's my way of saying I'm a pickup artist dating coach. I'm an entrepreneur. I do all kinds of stuff.
Social media content, consulting, and like client work.
Social media content, it's just like the videos of the girls working. Consulting, it's like PUA boot camp, right? So I'm very like subtle with it, right? I hope this stuff makes sense. So it's constructed where if you, at first glance, it's not super degenerate, but if you dig through it, you'll be like, oh, interesting. Make sense? So you always see me doing cool shit, traveling to cool places. Oh, Manila, Philippines. Okay, cool. Next. Oh. Say hi. We're gonna have an orgy later. Orgy? By the way, we did have an orgy. Those are two sisters. One of our homies fucked one of them, the other one sucked his dick out. It's pretty fucked up. Okay? So, girls. Collab with, this is another content creator. She's really famous in the Philippines. I mean, it's like a gay ladyboy. Just like, us just doing cool shit, mirror selfie, us on radio. So, things that'll social proof us. It's like me at a cool club. Notice it's always me at like high-end clubs. High-end clubs, cool parties. Why? Because you want to go for girls in your market demographic. So, girls are... Is the door shut?
Yeah.
So you want to go for girls. You want to go for girls in your market demographic, right? You want to. For me, it's usually like party girls. Okay. I don't know what it is. I guess because like a party lot, club promoter, I've always really attracted party girls. Brad, you have a degree in statistics and another one in computer engineering, correct?
That one's kind of half done.
Okay, so he has like almost a degree and a half, okay? In like
No, I have
smart
a diploma in education too.
and a diploma in education, okay? So funny enough, what type of girls do you attract, Brad? You always talk about this.
I don't attract teachers, but I attract doctors, lawyers.
Doctors, lawyers, right? Like smart girls.
Psychologist.
Psychologists, like smart, intelligent, classy girls, late 20s usually. Girls who are like focused on their career. Girls who like kind of like just focus on their career, who are smart, like education, that
I
kind of
have
thing.
no fucking idea what I do, but whatever.
They don't know what he does, right? But it's because Brad, before he was into the game stuff, he was a teacher. He was a math teacher. He's like a very intelligent dude, right? Brad's a smart guy, right? Very strategic. So he'll attract. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are, right? I'm kind of like I don't drink because the point is like, I mean, you guys can see a very degenerate lifestyle. Like all this shit is sober. Like the girls twerking, porn star stuff. That's like all sober, dude, right? So when I used to drink, it was like a little bit too much, and I used to drink a lot, and it's too much, right? So I'll attract girls who like to party, drink. Like you saw, we were at Warwick in LA. That's actually the first day we were hanging out, right? So notice it's always girls in the car. It's always like, just us doing cool shit. Boot camp, there's always like boot camp somewhere in there, right? Like a vibrator, neck massage. Does this stuff make sense?
Yeah.
So you want to construct your own personality, demonstrate it, document it through your phone, right? You ideally want to have a good phone. And then whenever you're doing cool shit, like you guys are here in Barcelona, you guys flew across the world to be part of this program. You guys spent a lot of money, flights, accommodation, flew across the fucking world to be here. You guys better be taking lots of pictures and taking lots of videos and posting stories. Like, let's look at my story from last night. Okay? I hope you guys can see this. Take a look at my story.
I'm just after it. Brad again! Click that follow right Follow there. Brad. We're about to do a live stream on YouTube, on Brad's channel, youtube.com/Brad. Don't miss it. We just finished boot camp today. It was awesome. We had a day game boot camp in Barcelona. Go check out the live stream and follow Brad.
So, with Q&A, Brad,
I want to display more value,
So why would I post this? What's the mindset of why I'm posting this?
Collaboration.
Okay, what else?
With people? I don't know.
So really the mindset is like, you want your life to be like a movie, like a vlog. Like you want the girls that you meet to watch your shit every single day. You understand? Because when they first meet you, they might feel uncomfortable. But then if they, wake up first thing in the morning, they're like, oh, it's that guy I met last night. Oh, his story popped up. And they dig through it, they're like, oh, he's doing like cool YouTube stuff. Oh, he's vlogging. Interesting. Because the girl probably won't even know who these guys are, in the video, right?
Maybe they don't hear me.
Maybe they might know these, right? They probably don't follow like pickup artist content, right? They'll dig through it. They'll be like, oh, funny. Oh, he's going to Africa.
I was in Mexico. I'm in Spain with my friend Deanna. I've known Deanna for 2 years.
And I'm like, oh, he's known that like attractive Mexican girl for 2 years. Okay, so I actually met her at a rooftop party of mine in Toronto. Then I hung out with her in Mexico, and then we're just friends. Like she's a cool girl that I just know, right? But it's like, oh, he has female friends, so he's probably not like a serial killer or like a creepy dude. Does this make sense? Do you guys understand having female friends is like gold? Like it is fucking gold. I remember at some point I only used to go out with girls. Actually, when I'm back in Toronto, I only do go out with girls. When I was dating my ex, we used to throw parties with like us and like 50 chicks. It was just like us and like 20 to 50 girls. I'd invite like one guy for every 10 girls. Not exaggerating. That's how I do my parties. Literally one guy for every 10 girls. Does it make sense? And usually the guys are just like my homies who have girlfriends and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I just enjoy having females around. Also, it's good content. Right? And also, like, usually when the guys are around, I always find that when there's too many guys in the party's a less quality party. You know what I'm saying? They're usually hitting on all the girls, kind of weird, right? So I always make sure if I am having guys around, they bring girls as well, or drinks, or some kind of value, or they are someone of value. Does it make sense? And so I would just go out to game with girls, right? Most of my game, I didn't learn it with like other guys around. I learned it with girls around. Does it make sense? Having girls around, using them to help you pick up other girls. Get the girls to approach girls for you, dude. Or you approach girls and introduce them to your friends. Do you remember last night I actually got Deanna to say hi to some of your girls? Why would I do that? Why would I purposely say, Deanna, say hi to these girls while you're talking to these girls? Why would I do that? I think you were talking to some girls. Why did I do that?
It like adds social proof for all.
It adds social proof for you, for me, for her, for everybody. And all of a sudden the girls will be more comfortable with you. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Because, oh, he knows this girl. She's more attractive than me. Okay, I guess I can talk to him. He's used to having attractive women around. The same reason I'll have these girls on my social media. Does this make sense? Chichi means titties in Spanish. Is that just Mexican slang or Spanish slang as well?
It might be just Mexican slang.
We're doing an early morning breakfast. We got the kombucha. Check this shit out.
This stuff makes sense. So by having a good social media profile, like guys, I only have 7,000 followers. I literally have friends with like millions of followers, dude. Like millions of followers, okay, on Instagram, right? So it's just very important to have a good profile, good stories. Like if you look at like travels, it's
Every
like
one of your
adventures.
posts has like 10 posts in the post.
Usually I do that. It just depends.
So why do you decide to put 10 in one and not separately?
What
I just don't like to post too often. Obviously, you should post more often. I just want it to be like, I want people to look at my feed and just like, this is the first thing they'll see. Or they'll like see me with like really hot, attractive women. Like, oh, cute girls. Oh, wow, she's cute. Oh, that girl's like touching him. Oh, that's interesting. Right? Does it kind of make sense? If a girl were to see this, what's she gonna feel?
You're of high value.
What else?
Your life is crazy. So
What
she
else?
wants to be part of that.
What else?
You're not a serial killer.
You're not serial killer. Fun. They're gonna feel FOMO, fear of missing out. You guys know like Bitcoin? I invested about $9,000 in Bitcoin, January 2018, and 3 days later, it took a shit, like just crashed. You know why? Because one of my friends turned 50K US into 6 million US, okay, in 2 years. And I was like, fuck, I need to get into this. And I put like a shit, it was like almost like all my savings at the time. And it just took a shit, and I lost 97% of my investment. Okay? So it's a psychological bias of FOMO, fear of missing out. I was scared of missing out, and I, made a, decision out of emotions. You want to get the girls making a decision out of emotions, but it's also a very cool, fun, logical experience because, like, she's gonna come out and have a great time with you. If you truly love yourself as a man, this girl's gonna have a great time, dude. She's gonna have a cool time. You're gonna be having a fun time. You guys are gonna get to know each other. And like the thing is, a lot of times I do this club stuff. It's just like a date. Like this is a girl I've seen in Toronto. Like it was just a girl I had like, a bit of a connection with. So like, I mean, I'd hook up with other girls too. And like she knew it. I was very upfront with it. But it was also a girl I was seeing. So does this stuff make sense? By the way, it's just like social proof as fuck. Like she's just being like 10 girls or something.
So how did they not pick you as being like a gay guy?
A gay guy?
If you're with that many girls.
I mean, I don't
Well,
know.
when he's motorboating the
Yeah,
girls.
I was gonna say, like, try to find a video of like me motorboating like some chick or something. Like the cameras up on the titties.
And even if they do think that for a moment, like that's
I don't give a fuck.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
They'll feel even more comfortable talking to you.
Yeah, to be honest, even if, dude, think about this, right? If a girl's bisexual, or you have something like, ugh, she's bisexual, I can't fuck her. I'm not interested in you, sorry, you're bisexual. Dude, when a girl's bisexual, I'm like, shit, I could have threesomes with this girl. Does this make sense? Girls love it. Dude, there's literally been times I just pretend to be gay, just to pick up chicks, just because it's funny. Like, just for shits, you know what I mean? Just being an idiot, okay? So, there's really no rules with it. But just because a girl might be like, is this guy gay? Like, I don't know, just because I'm with a lot of girls, not really. I've never had that happen, to be honest. I mean, every now and then, like 1 in 10 girls will ask, like, are you gay? Right? I'm like, no, I am not homosexual. Does this stuff make sense? Does this make sense?
Yes.
It's just like, I put out the party vibe, so I get lots of party girls, right? Girls who like parties, girls who like adventure, right? And then also like into travel, like traveling. We got Dubai up in here.
Good photo.
It's like a good photo, eh? Another cool club, it's like the Armani Club in Dubai. So what does this convey? What does like the travel stuff convey?
You're adventurous.
You look cool.
Adventurous, living a cool kind of luxury life.
Also, it costs money to travel, so like you gotta consider. The girl that's seeing you doing all this shit, like how the fuck is he over here? Now he's taking a picture with a fucking tiger in Thailand, and now he's over here in fucking Dubai. Like, what does this guy do? It just that piques that interest. Who is this guy?
Also, like, notice the photos I put up, like the actual photos I put up, are high quality images. Of, good looking images, what I'm saying? To be honest, I was sweaty as fuck, but I mean, it's a pretty good picture too.
Somehow, drove across 70 kilometers of desert in Dubai and made it to the airport just in time to get my flight. Luckily, it was delayed or I wouldn't have gone there. Thank fucking God. Somehow.
Make sense?
Alright, guys. So, firstly, I made a new friend. What was your name, by the way? Ali and Justin. Very nice to meet you. And secondly,
What would this be conveying?
made it. We're on the airplane. Are you excited?
First of all, it's conveying like, oh, this guy's really social. He's talking to girls, talking to people everywhere he fucking goes, right? He must be a really cool guy if all these people like him everywhere he goes, right? But then also, I mean, it's obviously good marketing for like the pickup stuff because all like the Indian guys follow me on Instagram. They're like, oh my god, Justin, you know what I'm saying? Also, look at the bio. Author. I wrote a book called Nuts. A how-to guide on how to bust a nut. And I'm like, I'm an author, YouTuber, VIP nightlife host on my second world tour, Los Angeles, California. Does this make sense?
Guys, what up? It's a beautiful day out.
Notice I kind of just look like degenerate rock star in this. Just a little bit just like degenerate.
It's a beautiful day out. These fucking chicks broke in my fucking condo. They're drinking all my fucking alcohol. And then they fucking woke me up. What the fuck this? Say kawaii. Kawaii. Can you guys say hentai?
There's a good portion of these women I've been intimate with, okay? So, you know, the camera kind of picks it up. Other women, because they're so sensitive, they can just tell. They'll pick that up and they'll be like, why is this girl staring like that? Why is she touching him like that? And then they kind of get jealous. Again, FOMO. They're like, who is this guy, right? Does this make sense? So right away, like you're breaking the stereotype of just being like some average dude or some like 5'4" Indian guy, right? Because like, what's the average like Indian guy like? What's he like? Like, you want to see my fucking DMs?
Simpsons, the Slurpee guy.
No, like, what's my fucking Dude, there's a reason I don't answer my DMs.
So
It's because oftentimes it's like
So there's a
like
girl here.
random like Indian guys and shit. Like,
Go here, dude. I see a girl up there.
yeah, fuck.
Send me this. Oh, it's a girl now.
I'm trying to find like the thing is, if I answer this guy's DMs, he'll get a notification saying like, oh, Justin's accepted you, and then they'll just call me, dude.
Yeah.
Remember we were filming that video? This got like random Indian guys that were calling me and shit.
When they do that, I block them.
I logged in too.
Yeah, I block them, and you have to block them, which I don't want to do. So I'd rather have them watching my content because they're gonna learn from it. So I just don't answer a lot of their messages.
Did you hit her? That's what someone asked when you.
Hit her?
Because domestic abuse is so common there, right?
Oh, I think you meant did you smash? Did you hear that? Most racist shit ever, dude.
What I do is I look up on Google all the bars near my house. And
This
then
is her, by the way.
I look at the bars on
Like
Street
for the
View,
Philippines, she's cute.
and I look
Pretty
at
cute
like
for Philippines.
just the layout, like if they have couches and shit and all that. I don't like bars with stools. I like the ones with couches, so you can sit with a girl and she can lean into you and shit. If you're on stools, it makes it like just a bit awkward to touch. That's what I do if I need to go to the bar. I'll actually look at the bars before I go.
So he'll literally go on maps, on Google Maps.
Yeah, Google images.
He'll literally go on Google Maps and search the entire area. Brad's really good at this. He'll search the entire area of the, you know, logistics of where he's staying, and he'll get the girl to meet at like the cheapest bar, just around the corner. Get treat drinks,
With
straight back to the place. With
It
the
doesn't even have to
couches.
be cheap. It doesn't. I don't care if it's cheap or not. It's just the couches is important.
So he's very strategic. He'll look at the couches, the location, like
No,
what the bar
the
setup.
couch is facing the bar, that's bad, because then we're facing the people at the
Dude.
bar that can look at us. The couches have to be facing towards not the bar.
He'll even look. Brad will even look at like where can the cameraman sit to film in field.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna show you guys Tinder real quick, just quick Tinder, just show you like. By the way, I never really did Tinder until like Brad pretty much convinced me to do Tinder. And the past like couple weeks ago, I'm like,
I don't want to.
matches.
No, I hate Tinder. So like,
Yeah, I don't really do Tinder, but I mean like, I've gotten really good results. Like, this is like 54 new matches. I haven't even messaged. I haven't even bothered.
where are they from though?
Most of them are Philippines.
Okay,
There's about like 40 from here in Spain.
it's trolling you.
What?
What do you mean? Shit. Are they actually from Spain? These girls?
There's a few. This one's like, oh yeah, this was for sure trolling me. I was like, your door woke up party tonight. She's like, we dancing only to make it rain. And then I was like, you should come after party. She's like, we're already there. She hits me up tonight, round 2. Anyway, so some girls will troll. Some girls will actually be into you. Let's see. Oh, it's not loading. I'll just show you my profile. Show you guys my profile real quick. Yeah, so 5'10". I'm not 5'10", by the way. I'm 5'4". I'm a catfish. Okay? But I do have height insoles in my shoes that make me about 5'8". And I could just be like, what are you talking about? 5'10". Oh. You're 5'10". I guess I'm not 5'10". I guess you're right. And the thing is, once they meet me, like, personality is all that matters, to be honest. Okay? Women tend to look for personality more. Now, if you meet a girl from, by the way, girls catfish are motherfuckers. Most of the girls I meet on Tinder, or like that I met from Tinder, I'm like, whoa, you look nothing like your pictures. Ah, fuck it, you're already here. Alright. But look at this. The first picture should always be an HD photo. A very high quality photo of you looking at the camera, smiling, HD. Does this make sense? Social proof. Now this can work, this can also hurt you. It just depends on the culture, the place where you're at. Because some girls will be like, oh, fuck boy. Like a lot of girls are messaging me being like, oh, looks like you already have a lot of girls. Like you don't need me, right? But you can just tell they're jealous, you know what I'm saying? Another HD photo, me smiling. You can see like there's like a little bit of a glint in my eyes. I'm trying to make this bigger. You guys can see the little sparkle in my eyes, right? Mm-hmm. By the way, each photo, like this Tinder profile probably is worth like about $100,000 in terms of like traveling costs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like not even just me. Like this photo, I had a team of like 5 people, like my ex, me, my buddy Adrian, and 2 assistants traveling around Europe with us to get a lot of these photos, right? So it's like this was and taking like a really nice camera. So if you really like add up the cost of these photos, there's a lot of effort put into these fucking photos, dude. You know what I'm saying? HD, photo, 2 cute girls. You can tell the intimacy because like I was like hooking up with these girls, right? Another HD photo. This is me in a pool in Thailand in like a nice like luxury villa, smiling. Black sand beaches in Iceland. Okay, so this is me around the world. Good fashion generally, right? You can like kind of like turtleneck, kind of looks like Drake maybe. A collared shirt, Burberry scarf, fake. Nice watch. It's actually pretty cheap watch.
So would you say the majority of your photos they're not organically taken? Like
No, they're 100% organically taken, dude. I'm showing on the beach. I'm just like smiling, like, cool, Adrian, grab a photo of me on the beach. Ha ha ha. The wind's blowing. I'm like, it's cold. Take the photo. Ha ha ha. It's cold, right?
is it one or is it like 50 and then you?
No, we'll take like fucking 20 pictures and they're like, oh, cool, this one.
Okay.
Dude, what the fuck? If you spent fucking, like, my Europe trip cost like 12,000 Canadian dollars, okay? If I spent that much fucking money to fly myself out, my ex-girlfriend out, travel with my friends around fucking Europe, do you think I'm gonna go there and take like a quick selfie? Like, selfie? No, fuck no, dude. Take your time, dude. Take your time. Don't be insecure about taking photos. Take your time, dude. Who gives a fuck? Okay? Don't let people judge you for taking photos. I think that's what I think you're just being insecure about taking photos. Like, take your time taking pictures, dude. You're there. Might as well do it. Most photographers, I have a lot of photographer friends.
I took over 150 yesterday in front of that freaking
Jesus
thing.
Christ.
I had that girl say, no, move. I said, you guys have to wait because everyone's waiting in line. I'm like, all right, let me try standing up on this thing. Let me try standing down. Try to get this thing where it's on the side of me, not directly in the middle. And I did so many fucking things to get one photo that I liked.
So a lot of my friends do celebrity nightlife photography. Like, for example, this photo, Justin Bieber's photographer took this photo. It's a friend of mine. His name is Mustafa. He lives in Toronto. Justin Bieber is from a city like a few hours from Toronto. So Mustafa did private photography for Justin Bieber's like dad's wedding and shit. He does celebrity photography for like Drake, The Weeknd, like all kinds of celebrities. He does nightlife photography whenever, cause I do parties where like, I don't know, Lil Jon or Sean Paul comes to these clubs, these events, and my job is to bring hot girls, stack them in the booth. These rich dudes buy bottles and stuff, right? And I'm friends with the photographer, very, on purpose, right? We get sushi on like Tuesdays and stuff, right? We just hang out. I'm usually friends with other people in the nightlife industry, other promoters, and obviously photographers. It's strategic, dude. I'm strategic. Also, they're cool guys. We obviously get along. We work in the same industry. And he's going to get sick photos and send them to me. Does this make sense? I just added this one while I'm in the movies. I just added this one at the end. I wanted to like convey a little bit more like the stripper thing. Does it make sense? From Canada, living in Spain. I sold it for bad, so I'm going to say I'm living in Spain, not saying I'm on vacation. So I will match with a lot of the girls who are locals. I put my Instagram and my Snapchat, because a lot of girls will just add me on Instagram and Snapchat, to be honest. If they just find me attractive, they'll just add me on social media. Make sense? This one's in Thailand, on a mountain. This one, one of my editors, who is also a nightlife photographer, who used to work for Valentino for 2 years, 2-3 years, he took this photo. Hope this stuff makes sense, okay? Everything makes sense, guys? So just social media. Whew. Okay, I think we covered everything. Luis, do you want to jump in?
Fine.
Cool. Do you want to log in your Instagram and
Sure.
here we start there. Oh, sure.
So I have a question. We're gonna go back. You know, most of us have jobs 9 to 5 and don't have as interesting a life. You know how?
Make your life interesting, dude.
My life's not that interesting in real life.
Really? That's
I eat at the same restaurants as you guys probably. I eat the same shit, shop the same stores.
Straight up, dude. Like my life in LA was pretty fucking boring. Like I only hooked up with 2 girls a month. Okay, which is not a lot. Compared to like in Philippines, it's like 8 girls in 8 days, right? So 2 girls a month in LA. And I'm just working every day. Like I wake up early, 8 a.m. My daily routine: wake up. Adrian walks in my room, starts screaming at me. He's like, "Wake up, cunt! Let's hit the fucking gym." And I'm like, "Fuck." We go to the gym. We eat breakfast, drink some kombucha, open my laptop, emails, editing, talking to the team, calling this guy. He's like editing my videos, calling other editors, just doing like financial stuff, doing my taxes. Like it's pretty fucking boring, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then any opportunity I get, I really execute on those opportunities, like being here in Spain, coming to one of our programs, flying across the world to be on our programs in another country. Dude, you should be, like, you should leave here with 1,000 photos, dude. You should leave here with at least 1,000 photos. Like, if you have less than 1,000 photos before you leave here, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You've wasted money. You've wasted time. Does this make sense? Alright, Luis, take the floor, bro.
So for you guys who don't know, Luis Mercado. I do YouTube now, but that's not what I've done. It's not really my how I identify myself. But I've been doing different entrepreneurial things since I was 20 years old. I was 17 when I started my first business, and I've been doing a bunch of different things. I got into like marketing and sales when I was 20 at a really young age. I got into learning about body language and sales. Like these are all one and the same. So the biggest thing I'll say is this: your Instagram is going to be like your brand, okay? So when you think about brands, think of it like, it's going to be the same thing that you see at nightclubs when you're approaching girls. There is a brand that's approaching her. There's an image that she's capturing, right? You guys remember back in the day there was that music video, this might be ahead of your guys' times, I think it was like the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. They had just come out as their very first music video, and in the music video, by design, they had them running around town and tons of girls just chasing them everywhere, screaming, "Ah, fans!" They're all like these fucking fangirls, chasing them, mobs of them, chasing these 5 guys, right? Nobody knew who the heck they were. This was their very first song that they came out with. But by design, on purpose, the imagery there is these guys must be worthy because women are chasing them. From guys you've never heard of. Now think of it in a club. If I walked in, how do I pull this up? Are you open this? So if I walked into a club, and let's just say I walked in with these 2 girls, and I'm walking in, they're each holding my arm and I'm coming up, I could open any fucking set I want. And they would naturally gravitate and be recipients of that conversation. They're not gonna go, ew, and be all smug to me, right? Because branding wise, imagery wise, they're looking at a guy, and I may just be like a 6 or 7 in their mind, and I automatically become a 10. Because I'm seen as a higher status male, because I have 2 attractive women who are, they probably even think are more attractive than them, and he's with these girls that are more attractive than me. He must be worthy of something. He must be a high value man. This is why you look at guys like Dan Bilzerian. You look on his landing page. You guys know who Dan Bilzerian is?
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't fuck every girl that's on there. But imagery wise, you're like, this guy probably fucks a lot of these girls, dude. Right? So, that's kind of the things I think of. So when you think of yourself as a brand, why is it good to take photos with like I know it sounds so cheesy and shit, but if I run into a celebrity, I really don't like to ask for photos. I really don't do that stuff. But if I become friends with somebody, like Jamie Zoo, I haven't taken a photo with him, but I met him through Justin and stuff, but that would be a great guy to have a photo with because again, brand wise, imagery wise, when girls see a photo, they tag it, then they click on the person who's tagged in it, and they go, oh damn, this guy has 1 million followers. He's friends with this guy. I'm friends with Andy Ruiz. This guy, we actually boxed back in high school. For those of you guys who don't know who he is, he's the world champion heavyweight. He knocked out Anthony Joshua in his last fight. If you guys saw this one, it was like the biggest upset they've ever seen in boxing history. So he's a buddy of mine. So again, we were friends in high school. We knew each other. To be honest, dude, I took one of his girl that he was dating. He was 2 years below me. So there's a girl he was dating, and then she went to prom with me. So technically, he probably shouldn't like me, but we were still kind of remained cool. And then now that he's kind of like, when I started growing up and coming up in YouTube, he started kind of gravitating to hang out with me. And then now that he's a fucking heavyweight champion, honestly, like the last 3 weeks, he hasn't even responded to my messages. So like, it's just another kind of flip. But either way, imagery-wise, it's cool. When he was winning the world champion and all that, and he was going through his promotions, I was putting up stories with him, and so many people were messaging me just because you're around all this. So it's just imagery. It's not doesn't mean that's like it doesn't make any fucking cooler, dude. Like we're all fucking human. This is not honestly how I look at it. I just know brand-wise, if you have photos with tons of girls, so when I'm posting a photo with a girl, like a lot of girls will tag me when I'm with them, and I don't accept them. This particular girl, I allowed it just because I know a lot of girls. This is just from my personal experience. A lot of girls don't like white blonde-haired girls. They get super jealous of them. They're considered like the slutty girls and stuff like that. So this particular comment, I accepted when she tagged me in because I knew it was going to create a lot of spark with other girls that I talked to and other girls that want to date me or whatnot. And I don't think she's the prettiest. It was just like a choice there with that. And again, I do the same thing, just showing traveling. So Sydney, and then how do you know the next one is?
Yo, you know what's really funny?
Kicking every
You
phone.
know what's really funny? So I actually met Luis through Instagram, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I hit up my buddy Kavork. I used to do YouTube videos with. He used to do like pranks and stuff back in the day. And I was like, bro, do you know anyone in LA? It'd be cool to link up with, because I didn't know anybody there. And he plugged me with Luis. And I looked at his Instagram, and I was like, looks like a douchebag. I remember literally thinking that. I'm like, all right, let's just meet up. Maybe like I don't think we'll get along, to be honest. But then he was into game, he was into pickup, and like we're just like instantly boys, dude. It's fucking hilarious. We're like, oh, Luis, what's up, bro? Because it's like that's how good his social media was. That like he wants to have that image where girls are like, oh, this cocky motherfucker, right?
Yes.
You know, and then like I looked at him, I'm like, this guy looks so fucking cocky. What the fuck? I actually remember like I just had like a flashback. Like that's what I looked like when I first saw your Instagram. I'm like, whatever. Kavork told me he's cool. I'll hit him up. Right. Anyway, Luis, back to you.
So, well, you know, and it's funny because he told me, like, you know what, so crazy, like, I thought you were going to be so different. I'm like, oh, how do you mean? You're, like, normal, you're, like, nice to me, like, you didn't, even the girl that was here yesterday, I didn't send you guys that video, but there was a girl here yesterday that came over during the day when they went out to meet with you guys, and we hooked up, and at the end of the day, I walked her out to the bus, and she left. And she told me the same thing. She was like, man, you're, like, so much different than I imagined. You're, like almost like a nice, normal guy, but from my freaking, Instagram, goddamn it. How do you get to it?
Home button and 8834.
Got it.
Good. All right.
That's it. Lil Flip's a rapper from back in the day. We shot some content with him, so I put that in there. A lot of things I won't put in just because if it's not done. So again, imagery-wise, the only image they can have is what you show people, right? So if something's bad, just don't post it. You're better off left with just the image of looking cool than posting something stupid. You know, if that's what you're trying to portray. Same thing, I do the same thing, China. We took like fucking 50, 60 photos here until I got something that I liked. A lot of it's just traveling and YouTube showing like kind of what my life is, but mainly it's just stories. Should be entertaining. It should be part of your brand, what you're representing. So I'm either funny or doing something that looks cool, like fun. So a lot of times when I am talking to girls, like in my DMs, let's just go through them. This girl's in Africa. Oh, this one's coming down tomorrow.
Scroll to the beginning.
I'm sorry, scroll through. What? This one's coming to Spain.
Go to the beginning of like how you got her.
Okay,
You can
let me scroll up.
She's coming here, you're going there.
She's coming to Spain, but she's going to Mallorca, which is that island.
Yeah, we talked
Now
about
this is like a roller rink girl. She's coming with girlfriends. I was trying to tell these guys, like, dude, they're down to fuck probably. So anyway, I noticed this girl followed me, and she liked to pull my pics. This is a very common opener I use, just meow. Because I just figured this. If every guy comes up to a girl and shakes hand, I learned this in social, like in game, right? Every guy's shaking their hand, hey, nice to meet you, and you come and say, hey, what's up? Boom, and you high five her, you're automatically going to look different. So I imagine a lot of guys will hit on girls, say, hey, cutie, hey, what's up? Like, hey, like your photos for this, like complimenting, giving way too much validation up front. So instead, I keep that energy sexual. I say something like, meow. She says, woof. I said, you got something against cats? I'm already challenging, like tension. This is already becoming sexual energy. Not at all. Then I sent that imagery, and then she liked it, which was a good positive sign. Like, great, she's on board already from the jump. She's already into this. Just making sure. What an opening question. Just wanted to say hi. Where are you from, Kitty? And then she said Scotland. What about you? When do you come back? I don't know. We'll talk about bullshit. What's next month? So yeah, when I announced that I was going to Barcelona, I put on my story because I purposely want anyone who's out here to see it, so I can start creating a funnel, which I've narrowed down to like 5 people now. So then we started going through this. We should definitely know while we're out there and fight. And then afterwards, what are we going to fight about? I don't even know what's gonna come up just for barking at me. On your fights? No, you seem like you can handle it. Good answer. I sent her a video of something. I made it a one-time video. This girl wants to hang out tonight. I made it a one-time video, so it probably was something sexual. I don't want her saving it. She sent me something back. Fair enough. Feel free to show me the rest. Oh, so she sent me something sexual as well. I'll keep that one for your imagination. Anyways, deal. And then we kind of disappeared for a while. Copying tongue kiss on my dog. You copied my tongue kiss? Oh, what did I do? I did kiss a dog. What did I do? I did have something on my story. Do you remember this? I did something with a talking dog that was probably got a lot of attention from girls. Oh, I know why. Because I had I went to Not Scary Farm the night before. I was with a chick. Everywhere I was, there's people making out. So I kept recording people making out, the teenagers making out. And then I saved the videos. I didn't look until the next morning. And the next morning, I just had it on selfie. I had my parents' dog next to me. So they saw a montage of kids making out. And then it was just me, and I just looked at my dog. And we went like we were gonna kiss, and his tongue came out, and it was about to kiss, and I just cut it right there. So, so it's either sexual energy or funny, because that's my personality. So then they're seeing that. So they're saying, you copied my tongue kiss with my dog? Haha, yeah, I appreciate that. Your story, as long as it takes you California, you're good. Netflix has the worst movie selection. Yeah, and then I post up funny stories that gets them responding to me, and then she responded back, and so New York, then she started this. Give it a chance. Horrible. Working on bakery. Anyways.
Luis, talk about how you build a funnel.
Okay, so again, everything I do in essence is game. What you're doing in business, even against other guys, is game. I'm purposely doing things, and this is like, since I was 20, so you gotta think this is 11 years in, I've been studying this stuff. So they might seem like the smallest thing, but we were talking about it yesterday, even getting someone to repeat something, I perfectly heard them, and I'll say, what's that? And I'll make them repeat themselves so it makes them look like a bitch in front of the other girls. Because it seems low status. It sounds repetitive. Hey, what are you up to? No, I'm like, what are you up to? Like making someone repeat little minute things. Me taking the post against the wall. Me doing things like turning my back to a guy to show like non-interest, just to put him out. If it's someone I'm not cool with, or if there's something I'm trying to accomplish, you know what I mean? Like I saw guys opening, I forgot who said it was, you guys were talking, and some guys came in and opened while you guys were there, and I'm like, oh dude, shut them out, like, you know what I mean? Like there's certain things you can do to shut them out. What was your question you told me to do?
I want you to talk about how you build a funnel.
So when it comes to that, if you guys have ever seen my YouTube show, the moment I started it, after that first one that went viral, from that point forward, I'm like, you know what? I did a video where I played it very serious, and a lot of people didn't respond to it, like, as far as towards me. And, I'm thinking, I'm doing this YouTube channel to help build my brand, to help build my business and whatnot. So I'm going to be more of how I want to be. So from that point forward, I started doing a lot of things, like, I'm naturally doing things that are going to be seen on camera that I know that are going to trigger people, get them to respond, or get them to see me in a certain light. And one of them is like flirting with the girls on camera that are the accomplices, or the girls that are even sitting there that are like putting their boyfriends to the test. I have some funny episodes where the girls are just melted because they put their stepdad to the test and he failed, kind of thing, right? And they're just like fucking melting, like damn, their life's crushed. I'm like, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. But on a side note, are you single? And then the fucking like video ends, and like you have no idea how many people get a kick or a laugh, think this guy's a fucking savage or he's ruthless. He does not give a fuck. It's the same way I look at Brad when I see him out. I'm like, dude, this guy does not give a fuck, right? So that's what they're seeing on video. So then the cool thing about videos is people are able to see your personality at a safe distance without you having to intrude in their space. So a girl can safely watch you and see what you're about, see your sense of humor, your attitude, what you look like, what you sound like, get a general idea for like 90% of how you are. Then from there, she can make a decision whether she wants to talk to you or engage with you or not. And that's why I'm saying when I went on dates, it's like every fucking date I close. Because they're showing up already knowing what they're getting. They've already test driven the car for them. They've seen it. Their friends have seen it. Everyone else likes the car. Social proof is there. So that's part of I start creating the funnel by just putting myself out there. That's part of it. Then from there, if we've done over 1 billion views on YouTube, I mean, from there, it just funnels down to those who actually seek me out on Instagram. And then from those who seek me out on Instagram, it goes to like location that are close enough for the States. Then from there, it goes to like age and making sure they're even hot enough that I would hang out with them. You know?
Think about this, right? Luis's funnel, right, is 1 billion fucking views on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, right? And then let's say, I don't know, what percentage is women, Luis? What do you think?
About 50 on YouTube?
Wherever, like.
On my Instagram, I've looked at just recently, it was like over 50% is
So
women.
your YouTube views. What do you think?
Mainly men. YouTube's mainly men.
So let's say it's even 20% women, which I think is
It's about right.
conservative.
It's about accurate. Yeah.
Okay, so 20% women, that's 200 million. 200 fucking million women watching his content, okay? And from there, 30,000 followers on Instagram, 15,000 women. Dude, can you ever even deal with 15,000 women in your lifetime? Probably not, right? And, his Instagram profile is so constructed with cool friends, cool lifestyle, travel, cool car, hot girls, cool parties, fun adventures, and a fun vibe. So a lot of these women will just DM him. You should see it, dude. Bombshell girls on the daily are hitting him up, following him.
Yeah.
He just has to message them, and then they're like, wow, I can't believe you responded. Right? Does this make sense?
So when it leads them to Instagram, it's like, man, it's so crazy because you're piquing interest. It's the same thing you would do in sales. You're piquing interest, you're creating a funnel, you're putting something out there. Out of millions of people that see it, if you can get 5% of them engaged in what you're doing, from those 5%, you're going to narrow down to 1%. Even you guys showed up here. You have to think about how many tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people have seen Justin's content.
200,000 individual viewers per month on my channel. I imagine Brad's is like something similar.
I was going to show what I do normally on my messages. But basically, I can just go through the list. So, South Africa, this is out here. She's in Toronto. I even have another funnel through Snapchat, which gets even more funneled. So it's kind of hard to organize everyone. Sarah, this girl's from South Africa. This girl's from South Africa. This girl's from LA. This girl's from Texas. This girl's from LA. We've hooked up. Daniel, I don't remember who that is. Don't worry about it, everyone. Francesca had a threesome with this girl, her friend. Classic K, this girl wants to fuck so bad. She lives in Texas. I fucked her. This is Ignite girl, Cass. She's banging, dude. Fucked her when she was 18. This was one of the best fucks I've had. Again, I met her through, and look, to put it to you in perspective, it doesn't do the trick just being on YouTube or just being there. You have to still be interesting. You still have to have game in person. This girl met me because she was with another YouTuber. You guys might know him. His name's Human. Do you guys know who that is? He has 6-7 million subs, way bigger than my channel. So she came down to LA. She was doing modeling and stuff like that. And then from there, she actually met up with a guy named Human. He was gaming her. He was trying to fuck her. She wasn't allowing it. But in that conversation, they were talking YouTube and stuff. Oh, look at that ass, dude. In that conversation, we're talking YouTube, and he somehow brought up my channel. She had never even heard of it. So then she started watching it. They started laughing. They were laughing and watching my stuff together. So then from there, she followed me on Instagram. And I right away meowed at her, and I fucking just started doing my thing. Let me go back to this. But a lot of it is just Destiny I've hooked up with. That's my aunt. These are the Swallow twins. Me and this girl have been wanting to hook up for a while. I only want to do it because they're twins. That's legit the only reason. She's not that hot. She photographs better than she looks. But this girl, not Adelaide, hooked up with. Serena lives in Texas. Angela I hooked up with in New York. Veronica I've hooked up with. This is that white girl that tagged me. This is a girl that lives out here in Barcelona. She has not responded. But she looks hot. And she does porn stuff out here. She has fans only if you guys want to go follow that. Let me think. Well, basically, it all is marketing, it's all imagery. Everything on social media literally goes down to that. And then when you meet them in person, you still have to have game, you still have to have basic understanding, awareness, everything, where they're coming from. Dude, when I go through my feed, I realize there's so many girls. My neighbor, this girl Shay, this girl came over the same day I messaged her. I think I sent you videos of that one, huh, Justin?
Dude, you sent me a lot of videos, bro.
Yeah, this girl DM'd me. I actually probably go through the messages on this one from the beginning, because it was very short. So she responded to my story. So I do put douchebag shit on there. I put a shirtless photo. I was wondering if you do any modeling. I have some pictures of my modeling. What do you mean? Just my wife saying hi.
He just replies
I'm
to
like,
me out.
Where are you from, Kitty? I was born in Minnesota, but I was also raised in California. So where do you live now? In California. What part of Cali? Paramount. I looked it up on a map. I'm like, oh, that's like not far at all. Really? Oh yeah. How old are you? 24.
No, so it's just screening logistics. All he's doing is screening logistics.
31. I'm a man. You intimidated? This is a great question to ask, girl. All of you guys can use this to build sexual tension. So if they're younger, like 18, 19 years old, you guys are like 22, 23. So you say, just tell them, but confidently, just say I'm 23. I'm a man. You intimidated? It's like they have to say no. Or there is the rare occasion where girls say a little bit, like it's okay, I'll walk you through it, and just pat them, and they already feel like, wow, like, Then she started sending me pictures of herself.
She's qualifying herself.
Yeah, and that's what's fucking crazy, right? And if I gained her at a club and she didn't know who I was, I'd have to do all this through legwork, the old school way. But anyways, so she's qualifying herself. What do you do now? I'm working Amazon, asking people what to do. This is all the same night, by the way. I was playing poker with my friends. Oh, then I jumped in the pool at my friend's house, in person. They know where you at? Hollywood. Meet up if you like. I'd like to see this modeling in person. So she had no car. No. And then I just got her. Then I said, okay, send me your address. It was already getting late. This was 9:07, and I was like, do you have a curfew tonight? You'll need a sweater. And the reason I said that is because I have a topless car, so I was gonna pick her up in it. But then I just found out it's easier to get an Uber. Perfect. Just a sweater, maybe some heels. But then I FaceTimed her and said, you know what, it's gonna be easier if I just want to get you an Uber or something. Oh, I texted her actually. And that's it. We got her an Uber. But she came over and fucked. And I sent cool videos to Justin afterwards.
So guys, recognize what's going on here. Building a funnel. Now, what will your funnel be? Your funnel will be Tinder. It's a lead generator. Cold approach pickup. That's your big one. And the most qualified one. Cold approach. Day game, night game. Social circle. And then, if you guys did decide to do any sort of social media stuff, slide in DMs on Instagram, maybe some kind of social media content, that's the fourth. So those are the four main things. It's social media, or like getting famous. Obviously, cold approach is number one. That's what everybody should be doing. Every man should be practicing because it trains you to have all the skills. And then you use your social media to qualify the women because they'll just be sending you pictures, right? It's not very obvious here. They'll be the one investing in you, and then you just need to close. It's just logistics, dude.
So
This girl just hit him up while he's playing poker. He screens logistics, closes. Does this make sense? Is this very clear here? Do you guys understand how to text girls now?
Yes.
Great.
So, and the last thing I'll say is just you guys should all, I personally do not care. I don't ever want you guys to hear this coming from me and think I think of myself any other way. But every one of you guys should be getting videos of me on your story and tagging Tech Hatch Cheater, just for the simple fact that when girls see your life, oh shit, how do you know that guy? We're friends. We hang out. We're at the club together. It's just by association. I don't think of it this way. I just know that's a fucking dumbass girls think of it this way. So by association, it's like, oh, you must be a cooler guy because you're hanging out with cool people. You know what I mean? If I have fucking Dan Bilzerian, Keanu Reeves, and all these fuckers in my story, people are gonna associate this guy must be fucking cool. He's hanging out with cool people. If this guy has hot girls, he must be getting hot girls because he's around hot girls. So it's kind of common sense things there. You mix that in with learning game, dude, girls will look at you like a fucking god. They're going to accept the fact that you're fucking other girls, and they're just going to get you when they can. It really is just marketing and branding. You see the Backstreet Boys thing that was made up through marketing. They created an image that these guys are desired by women, so they must be good. You see photos, you ever seen those photos where guys are laying shirtless, and then they're just a bunch of arms just touching them from females in bed and shit? Just showing, again, he's desired by women. He's a normal fucking dude. You're just creating the magic, you know what I mean? So, any of you guys can do that. Honest to God. And it's crazy the way people respond to it. Guys too. Guys will associate you as a cooler dude. By default. As they find you see it. I don't know if this guy hooked up with her. You remember her, Justin? Went to Republic with her.
Don't remember.
The Asian girl.
I don't remember.
I miss you.
Oh, Clifton's?
Yeah, Clifton's, that's her, not Republic's. Remember, she's like, I feel like you're convincing me to have a threesome. I'm like, I am. She's but yeah, dude, it's crazy. Some girls I hooked up with, I'm not even gonna point out because it's kind of dirty. This girl's from Toronto. This girl I hooked up with in San Diego. Nadine wants to, this is the girl who wants to fly me out, I think. This is the one. My face lock here now. Probably should blur this out, but. This is the one that wanted to fly me out to Vancouver, I think. Which one is this? I think this is her. Yeah, she's wanted to fly me out to Vancouver. She's into girls. So, like, yeah, bisexual. They always get an extra point for that. Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. Social media really is, like, 90% of how I hook up with girls. If not, same thing with this fucking girl. God damn it. She's out of, like, Greece or Paris. It's like 90% of how I meet girls, and if I do meet a girl that wasn't through social media, like I gamed her or I met her, well then the plus of that is if you can't pull her that night, so all this exchange social media, I never do numbers, it's just pointless. I'd rather do Instagram, Snapchat, so I can stay in contact with them, and then they can view my life at a safe distance and decide if they want to hang out. And you know if you're hanging out again, it's the fuck. Like, she wants to be intimate, she wants to have a relationship with you, she's already like looked at your life. Like, it's fucking, for me, it's been a fucking whole change in my life doing social media.
Now, guys, recognize this, right? Where are most guys at 31? What are they doing with their life? Like, dead end job, married, like already hating their fucking life, right? Like, I already have friends who are like getting fucking married and shit. One of my buddies, he's like 33, I think it's his third marriage, right? And it's just like, damn, killing it. Like at 31, dude. You know what I'm saying? So if you're just very strategic with what you do, you're gonna get great results. It's inevitable. Like, this doesn't fucking lie, dude. Like hundreds, if not thousands of women who are just down to hook up at a moment's notice, right? Make sense? Is this powerful?
Yeah.
Like, yes or no? Is this not the most powerful shit you've ever like pretty much seen in terms of like getting results with women?
Pretty mind blowing.
Like, I couldn't keep in contact with every girl, but if I'm putting up cool stories, they're watching me, and it's like they're reaching out to me, and the reason the closing rate becomes so high is because that funnel is narrowing them down to the ones that just want you. And the crazy thing is, once your attitude becomes that of like, you're just gonna do what the fuck you want, and they're gonna come to you kind of thing, then like, you even have that demeanor when you meet other girls. I think it was you that said, I can't be that confident when I meet it. Was that you that came up to me yesterday? Like, man, I don't know if I can copy what you're doing. You're like, you just seem too confident, right?
Yeah, like, you got that.
You know, dude, you just gotta fucking feel that way. Like, with or without it, I would still feel that way. I would still pretend to feel that way in front of them, you know what I mean?
So I have a question for you. For somebody who now has like a TV show on Amazon, are you conscious about the paper trail you're leaving in some of these messages?
I have a bad reputation online anyways.
Okay.
When I actually asked him about it, he was like, bro, to be honest, let's be honest. It's gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen to me. We're gonna be all in the news. We're fucked. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's just have fun.
If a girl was a screenshot, oh, I'm gonna Facebook the shit out of you. Like, that's not gonna make me look bad. Like, this girl's looking up. Like, it's just gonna make like this guy's hooking up with the girls. Okay, what's the problem? Like, you know, I have tons of sex tapes that I've even let other girls record. I'm hoping one of them releases it. Like, I'm hoping that shit goes public. You know, like, it wouldn't really, like, as a guy, besides my mom seeing it, I really wouldn't care about anyone else. You know what I mean? I wouldn't think any less of you guys if you had a sex tape. Like, that's fucking cool, man. That's pretty fucking cool. Can I see it? You know? Yeah. I hope that helped, man. But it's literally marketing. It's literally just marketing, imagery, brand. What are you wearing represents you. The way you act represents you. What you post on social media represents you. And it doesn't mean that's how you really are. It's just that's how people perceive things. So if I'm sitting here like this, what's the perception? Is that I'm not open, I'm not comfortable, I'm angry? Doesn't mean I am. Maybe not. But that's how it's perceived, right? So you just have to be aware of that. How are you being perceived through social media? Do you look like a top-ranked guy that girls would want to be with? Or do you look like an average guy? Or are you looking like beta male status? Like, where are you at? So there's simple things you can do to improve it. You know, taking cool photos, doing fun stuff. You guys are doing fun stuff right now, believe it or not. Like, this shit is fun. So you should be recording stories, making cool stuff, create cool content for yourself. It'll help improve. Any girl that you cold approach that you send to your social media, it creates a funnel. If you met 10 girls yesterday, exchange social medias, you maybe tried closing off one, it didn't happen. Well, maybe 3 of them are watching your stories, and then you start following up with them, messaging to hang out. Well, then you can probably close them the next day. Like,
Look at who's watching your story and just DM the girls who are the most active. Because the people most active will show up at the top. Okay? So, funny enough, right here, it's like a bunch of my homies. And then, it's Adrian G, it's Bradicus, right? Jamie. And then it's a bunch of girls. It's like, oh, Jaina, she's watching my stories. Weird. We're going to Brazil next month. I can just hit her up. Right? Oh, Louis watching my stories. Michelle. Right? So, all these girls who are watching my stories, I just shoot them a DM. Oh, Scott. By the way, I've actually already hooked up with all these girls. So it doesn't really matter, but Oh, Deanna from last night. She's watching my stories. So the most active, engaged followers are gonna be the top. So all these girls who are watching my stories, I could just shoot them a message, be like, "Hola," right? And then they'll reply, right? Does this make sense? So the people who are watching your stories, 1,300 fucking people. I've got 1,300 people in the last 24 hours I can just shoot a message to, right? This girl from Mexico.
How many people?
Oh, she didn't reply. Right? Who else? This girl Victoria, right? So just all these different girls watching your stories or even liking your pictures, right? You go to see who's liked your photos, right? Oh, girl. So half these women have already actually been intimate with, or like we've had some kind of experience together. But the rest who haven't, that's new people I can have experiences with, right? Does this make sense? So this is what you call hot leads. These are all hot leads. So either they'll message you if your content's good enough, or they'll like your content and then you just message them, and it's a very easy process. Does it make sense?
But I do funny things, right? So, but when I post this story, I'm already thinking this. So there's a couple things I'm doing with that. So I'm showing them hanging out with the girl. I don't show her face, right? She's twerking in my fucking car. And I put some funny caption like, I was born in the wrong generation. And I'm not putting myself like I'm all goo goo gaga over a girl because she's shaking her ass. Like, I've seen it before. So instead, I'm making fun of the fact that girls are dancing in front of me. And I'm just like awkward. You know what I mean? Like, that's all on purpose. And that one got a lot of engagement with as far as girls responding. I'm trying to think of other cool stories. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of what happened just now as I was doing this. So this girl, I was trying to hang out with, I met her at McDonald's downstairs. Finishing up, I just messaged her. Oh, this one. So we're supposed to hang out right now. And she just told me, oh, I'm going to kick it out of ES. What are you filming? To be honest, I can't tonight. I'm going in at 10:30 to work, and then she's going to dinner or something. I didn't respond. I'm going to let her know I read it. This girl is willing to hang out. So this girl was the girl I hung out with last night. The girl I hooked up with, she's hot. She looks good. Like, her body's thick and shit. So what I'm going to do tonight, because I know this other girl watches my stories, is when I go out with her, I'm going to show that I'm out with another girl, not having responded to her, to show that it doesn't fucking matter. Like, you are replaceable in a second, right? I'm hanging out with another girl. I'm going to make sure that the angle I get is going to make her look the best, so that way she's aware of it. And then later on, like in the morning tomorrow, I'm going to say, hey, no big deal, we can try for another day. And I took a whole day to respond. And then she's going to see my story, and then she's just going to like picture like, this guy doesn't need me, and he's not needy. And then we're trying to get for another day. It's fucking crazy with social media. And it's just perception to them.
The vibe is like, you don't chase them, you replace them. You know what I'm saying?
You could just put an old video up that wasn't even tonight.
Again, but I want to show Barcelona. Yeah, that's the main thing.
You could just put Barcelona, Spain in the fucking tag below, even if you're not there. No one's
Sure.
gonna fucking know.
True
Look
that.
outside.
Guys, you might not know this. Bradicus here, he has the most infield content of any men's
I
dating
got
coach in the
a
world.
video called Drunk Pool.
Hey, that's Georgie, bro.
Dude, look at this. This girl messaged me, Lewis. I'm like, oh, have you seen the content? She's like, yes, I have. How are you guys? I'm like, hit him up. You can smash when he comes to Toronto. I can sell on his behalf. You're a nice girl. And she's like, okay, done. That's fucking hilarious.
She's gonna hit me up and I'm gonna ignore her. Like to show.
She's alright though.
It's all perception, right? So like, if there's a girl that I find attractive, like, ooh, she's up there with like top girls, and I get her number to keep myself from turning into like a little beta male, because this happened to me. I turned beta. I'll like message them, we'll be messaging or something, and I'll tell them to call me, and they'll call me. I'll let it ring like 3-4 times, and I'll ignore it. I'll purposely hit the red one so she knows I ignored the call, just to show that I don't need her. And I want her really bad. When you ever want her to so like she just stands next to you and you feel like, oh, she's fucking hot. Like, you gotta do things to like perception from her is this guy doesn't need me. It's just perception. But I do. I need her. I said, hit me up later, and I sent her my number, and I knew she was calling me, and I ignored it.
Oh, okay.
Because I've also like I've gone for a girl that I really find attractive, and you start acting different. And like all the behaviors that I carried that made me confident to the other girls, I'm like throwing out the window or doing something wrong, and I lose them. I'm like, fuck. And I realize when I go back and reflect on it, I'm like, all right, I did that, I did
There's
this.
a massive climate strip going on. Thousands of people.
Fuck the sun.
We should go day game. Let's go do some day game. What do you guys think? Day game?
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go.
No, we're like an hour, dude. Finish do your thing. You mean
Justin looks outside. What the fuck's going on?
There's a riot, dude.
It's so funny to see like these people. It's like save the earth and they're fucking smoking, holding their sign.
They're like, fuck, save the earth. They throw their cigarette and put it out.
Pretty much.
Brad, I don't really know your story, but like when you started, I mean, how bad were you? I guess when you started. Like I just want to see like.
Well, even when I met Brad, he was like pretty bad. Like he was years into it.
Maybe it was
I mean, I was pretty bad when I was super sorry. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
when you met me, it was
How old
like
were you?
that.
No, but like
When I
not
started.
compared to where you're at now.
Well, I mean,
You're like light years ahead of where you're
probably
at
when I
now.
first started going to coaching, I was like 20. I was like young, but it's not
You
like,
probably have
it
the
wasn't
blue
a consistent
10,000 results.
recently. I've never like.
This isn't gonna
Yeah,
work.
it's
The hard work is
yeah.
being
Because I've gone up to girls and like just completely forgot what the
Oh
fuck to do.
fuck.
I just stood there and like
Yeah.
super creepy. They're like, you need something? And, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh no, do you know how to get? And I'll like just cop
It's a
out.
secret
Like,
game.
oh, do you know how to get to this place? Like,
No,
I'll
it's
think
not
you
gonna
just
work.
walk away.
Well, if we have time, we'll do like a hot 6-call event later. Why don't we just break down text game, dude?
Just to give you an idea, I mean, if I type in a city, like just say Kiev, right? This is just the last one to Kiev, KV. Like
Nice.
code the girls, right? But that's not the last one to Kiev. I can type in Kiev like this, and I have more. I can type in Kiev like this, because every time I went there, I coded it differently. So type in Kiev like this. That's just one city.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's just one city. See? You know, I might even type in Lima.
Fuck.
You know? Look at these unanswered messages.
He's like there for like 2
Look at
weeks.
these unanswered messages here.
This is so fucked up.
I'm not answering any of them. It's the same with every fucking city. So I had to find something that's relevant. I mean, there's something that happened recently that I find interesting.
Oh, dude, I've actually messaged this girl. She just sent me tongue emojis.
Oh,
Is this
really?
her? Is this her?
Yeah.
Let's see how I started. I don't remember this. What the fuck?
Shit.
Jeez, we've been messaging.
Dude, I've known this girl for years.
What is this?
It's
She
great,
wrote,
man.
hey, June 23rd of last year.
Wait.
No, this is this year.
This
That
is
was this year.
Dude, I've known this girl for fucking years.
No, this was from last year.
Oh, really?
Because I said I was in Vancouver. I went last year in the summer. How come we can't see your pics? That's when I didn't follow anybody.
And this is an example where on a lot of times when I'm going to meet girls, there's a chance the girl will flake.
Yeah.
You know, you'll organise to meet a girl, and you'll organise to meet her very close to your house. And I'll organise to meet her like right next to my house, so in case she doesn't rock up, you know, I don't have to go fucking 30 minutes away like Justin was saying earlier. But you know, it's happened to me before. I mean, I might travel 40 minutes to the city, I might be driving into the city, and I'm like halfway to the city, the girl's like, oh, I'm not coming. And then I'll drive all the way back home. She's like, I am coming. So I'll start driving back to the city. She's like, I'm not coming. So I'll drive back home. She's like, I am coming. And I'll drive back to the city. And I'll drive back. I'm like, how the fuck can a girl have this like power over me to get me to keep changing directions based on one text? That's retarded. So after that, I promised myself I'm never meeting a girl where I have to travel more than 5 minutes to go and see. Never. I don't care if she's a model. And sometimes really, really, really hot girls will want to meet me, and they'll be like, only meeting you if you come meet me here. I just wouldn't reply to the text. And I'll do what you do. I'll like send them fucking some story with another girl. But I'll DM it to them. I wouldn't actually put it on Instagram.
This guy's ruthless, dude.
Something like that, right? So in this situation, this girl actually came right close to my house. But I was out doing day game with my student earlier, and after the session, I went on an instant date. And I was thinking, okay, maybe this instant date's going to end early, so I told her I was still going to be on time. And when I was in the city, this happened over and over again, but I ended up getting to this date about an hour late, and the whole time I was telling her, no, I'll be there in 10 minutes, I'll be there in 10 minutes, I'll be there in 10 minutes, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And by the time I actually got there, she was there, but she didn't really want to talk. She was kind of pissed off. And she was like, I was like fucking around with her, but like, I could tell that she was pissed off. So immediately when I got there, I was being as empathetic as possible. I was just like saying that it was like a business thing, blah, 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 blah. She didn't believe it, but I kept saying to her, you know what? We would actually get along if I wasn't an hour late. It's a shame, blah, blah, blah. And I just kept reinforcing on that. And then she told me, oh, you know, while you weren't here, I was on Tinder and I'm meeting a guy in 15 minutes or some shit. So in that 15 minutes, I just kept reinforcing the fact that it would have been really nice to get to know you. It's a shame that, and I blamed on her. It's a shame that you threw this away. It's a shame you threw this away for another guy. And I just kept going, it's a shame, let's see what I was doing the whole time. It's a shame you threw this opportunity to meet me away for some other guy. And you can tell we could possibly get along, but we're not going to now if you do that. And she went and met the other guy, and I was texting her. I said, here's the text here. So, Alchemist Bar. I'm going to be 15 minutes late. You can see it here. Right? Yeah, so she's outside. Then I said,
2 minutes.
I'm going to do 2 minutes. Smiley face. Maria, I'm outside. Great, I'm looking for you. I wasn't. Haha, I went outside. Okay, come out. Look at the time difference here. Are you there? She says, I'm outside, 6:07.
What time is
Down
that?
here.
7:29.
Anyway,
Oh wait, no.
Anyway, here,
6:59.
after the date, she went and met some other guy. We were together for like 15 minutes. And he says, I guess I would like you in a different situation. Good luck. So she's very dismissive. And then I said, I don't need the good luck. But we can create the situation. Okay, take care. Don't be grumpy. I actually liked you. Me too. I'm going to text you tomorrow. Maybe you'll forgive me. I'm not offended, and you shouldn't. Lol, give me a good reason. I already understand I want to take you for another drink, but I can't expect anything, haha. You're a little different. Then I sent this voice message. Basically what she kept doing here is she kept like dismissing me every time I sent a message, but let's see if we can play this voice message. I can't remember what I said. But this is an example when a girl likes you, but she's pretending or she's being difficult because of the situation, and I created the situation for myself, but I'm showing you how I deal with a girl that's like not giving me anything, but I know she's actually interested, right? And that's going to happen a lot. Even if it's not the situation, it plays into the same example where girls will just play this frame a lot of the time.
Hello, little Marsha. How was your day? I hope it was fun. I also went on another date. Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, I mean, it was really good by its normal standards, but meh, whatever. I would have much preferred to hang out with you. I hope that you're having a good night.
Okay, I tried to speak slowly and
Particularly?
because she doesn't speak English very well, so I tried to speak slowly there. And when I speak slowly like that, it's easy for the girl to understand. But I also kind of try to talk in a bit of sexual manner. But here she said I didn't get anything, so she didn't fucking understand anyway. Funnily enough, I thought you could understand that pretty easily, but she didn't. She said here I didn't get anything. Then I made a joke about, do you mean no gifts? Because she's Ukrainian. For some reason, Ukrainian girls always like getting gifts from guys, so I made a joke about that. But I know
I'll
what she
say
meant.
it more clearly, or at least I'll try to. I said, hello, little Marsha. I hope that your date went well. I also went on another date. Yeah, it went pretty well as well. I would have rather hung out with you, though. Basically, that's what I said. I also think I said something at the end. I'm not sure. However, I live in Kiev and I'm here for work. So,
Well, not true.
unfortunately, I actually work nights in Kiev. But I can invite people to come with me. But that's basically what I do. I work nights in Kiev, but I also have a company here that as what I'm doing in my company, have to work at nights. It's complicated, but you have fun, little Marsha Maria. Mary. I don't know, I always laugh at myself. One amazing thing about myself is when I talk, I enjoy talking, and I always laugh at what I'm saying.
Cool, so I don't know if she actually sends a voice message, but I always send voice messages to girls just to get them to send a voice message back. She never really understands what I said anyway. But here's, you can see here she's not really giving me much, but I just keep persisting. She says, yes, maybe you need to improve your English. Seems good to me. Thanks, I'll improve it one day. Here I'm kind of just like teasing her because she couldn't understand what I said, so I just said she needs to improve her English or whatever. Then I sent a copy and paste message. This is one of my messages I send to people when they're just being shit. Look at her reply. You're wasting your time.
Over what?
Borscht is, this is Ukrainian soup.
Oh.
So I just changed this to whatever the food is in the country. So in like fucking Mexico, I'll say tacos. I'll just change it to tacos. So whatever this is, just picture whatever the food is in the city, right? That's what I'll send them. And I might send them a picture of Justin and Laura or something. And her punching him. And then Curry like stood all over the wall. Like he has a curry and she's like punching him. Okay, I don't do that. But that would be fun.
Holy fuck, Brad, you're wasting your time.
This feels like you're wasting your time.
No, on what? I mean, you should give yourself more credit. You're not that bad. Do this thing. And then she replies with just a laugh. And I'm like, alright, fuck it. What are you doing tonight? After work, I'm meeting the boss to discuss current projects. Haha, well, I'm working 10 to 4, blah, blah, blah. Did I say, wonder what I did here? Oh yeah, this one was kind of funny. And then I sent this, I did this on my story. This actually got my Instagram almost banned this story. I'm getting targeted for bullshit. This isn't even a bad story, but is it gonna load?
So I'm going to the nightclub tonight, but which ID should I use to get into the nightclub? Should I use this one? Should I use this one? Or should I use this one?
Yeah, and I don't know if that was, and then she said Jersey's my favorite, that means Stalin. And then I decided to just send her this message, are you a good kisser? Oh, no. Your photo winked at me, come to the bar, I want to see you, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm going to bed. Okay, bye-bye. Goodbye, sexy babushka, that means grandma. Keep going. What are you doing tonight? No plan. Come out with me. Okay. What? Here we go, she's coming out with me apparently. How late is Goofy? Cool. And then I should meet this girl. What ends up happening with this girl, we meet, she comes and sees me, but she does the same thing. She comes for 20 minutes and just leaves. But then, and then what happens? I leave the city, and she ends up flying there to see me. And
Wait, she went to see you?
I know it is, girl. I love it.
But I mean, yeah, she flew to see me later on.
Where did you fly to?
It was in Odessa. It's like the neighboring. It's like an hour away from Kiev. It's in the same country. And the way I got her to do that. Let's just go for the taxi, I guess. So here, she wants to hang out with me again, but I can't because I've already left the city.
Notice the vibe is so different. She's texting a lot more. She's sending you hearts and shit.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. She's like, it's a bit more sexual now. Talking about bikini. So here we go, look. If you would come when you leave, so I'm getting her to actually agree to it. When did I get her to agree to this? Here we go, I can see you in a bikini in Odessa. And then she says, Lviv is better, which is a different city, but how do I actually do that in the first place? What do I do? What am I missing? Ask her if she likes the city. So I'm actually going to the city called Odessa, and I was like, do you like Odessa? And it's good in terms of location, blah, 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 blah. It's good in terms of location for a weekend. So I'm like, cool. She just gave me the answer. She needs to come for a weekend. So, and then I just say, want to go? Try. Sounds promising. And, let's see here. Where's the bikini thing? Stressing me out, guys, because I'm really sweaty right now. Yeah, cool. So basically, it wasn't actually that hard because I was just texting her for a bunch, and after, what was actually the key with this girl is when I went on the second date with her, she wasn't there for very long again, but the things I was saying to her on the date, she basically wanted to prove a point and leave again early, just to be like, got you, but I didn't react to it. I was kind of just like, yeah, whatever. I know we'll get along. I want to fuck you. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't really say that, but it was in my eyes. And then when it came down to texting her, I just asked her to come to Odessa. And to me, it's just interesting that a girl that I basically stand up for an hour comes and flies to another city to see me. And then we end up having sex for the whole weekend. And it's funny because the girl I actually stood her up for she was actually a lot more interesting because I stood up for a girl and I was thinking, oh, this girl's I just assumed girls are going to be normal. And the girl I was hanging out with already was like a bit better than normal, and this girl was a lot better, but I didn't know that. But when I actually met her, I was like, okay, I'm surprised, this girl's actually really cool. So when I actually was talking to her, when I was hanging out with her, the fact that I was late, she was really pissed off about that, but I kept like emphasizing the point, I'm surprised you're actually interesting, And I suppose that part of it made it, the fact that she felt chosen in a way, if I was late, but the fact that I was late made her kind of want to prove herself a little bit as well. But that's an interesting circumstance. I want to show you guys an example of with actual infield and texting, and then the what happens afterwards. In general, is when you do first text a girl after you meet her in the day, she's gonna lose a lot of the emotions after. Like you talk to her on the street or whatever, and it was fun or whatever. She walks off and like even if it was a good time, just for 5 minutes or whatever, she's gonna forget about it pretty quickly. So you have to kind of remind her of the fun, and that's why Instagram and the stories is really useful. Also, when you do text a girl for the first time, one of the first things you shouldn't do is you should never should send a long message or a question or anything like that. You should never do that in the first text. Questions are kind of bad in general, especially in the first text. And also, there's just the two things you shouldn't do. You shouldn't send a long text. You shouldn't send some kind of dumb question like how are you? It's stupid. The first text, normally after you meet a girl, is just to make sure that she knows who the fuck you are. So, a lot of it's easier said than done, I've said this many times, but when you do get that girl's number, you should just text her when you're standing next to her. So she gives you your number, and you just want to check the number's legit, and you want her to remember your name, because a girl might forget your name as well. And if she asks what your name is on text, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
You kind of lose value by answering that question. So, okay, what was your name? You answer it, you kind of lose value just by even answering that fucking question, right? Because it's like saying that you're not cool enough for her to remember your name. Yeah, so it's best when you're with her, is what I first do is I prank the number, but I don't actually let it ring, just so it's in the top of the history, so I actually know where it is. And then I get that number, I save it, and then I send her the message, probably on WhatsApp. But you can send a text as well, and you just say your name, -Brad. What I used to do when I first started pickup, I would say VIP number, stored with care. But that's stupid. I used to do that because I thought it sounded cool, but telling a girl that you're VIP and telling her to store you with care isn't actually high value. If you're high value, you wouldn't tell a girl that you're VIP, right? It's retarded. So that never worked. That's what I used to do. Some guy that was teaching pickup taught me to like say these dumb fucking messages like that. And they sound cool, but they don't work because if someone's trying to sound cool, they aren't cool.
Yeah.
Basically. So the first text message is just going to be your name most of the time. And the next message you send after that, well, we have many examples. Let's see the kind of shit I say. So, this is a guy I met here. I mean, it wasn't anything special. Here, on the thing about WhatsApp is the girl already knows your name. Because when on WhatsApp it's already saved, so I'm talking about text here, but that's something I send. If I feel like the girl already likes me, I'll send something like this. If I feel like the girl doesn't really like me, I probably won't send this message. Nice to meet you. But here, she's texted more than me. This was in day game. They say, nice to meet you, Brad. Hope to see you soon. Yes, me too. What's your plan for the week? And then she said all this. I don't think she's seen my text yet. No, she hasn't. It's funny because I sent this at 3 p.m. She hasn't even seen it. But the important thing is, if I send this message, I'm not going to double text until tomorrow. The reason why I'll double text tomorrow is because I'm leaving Spain soon. So double texting basically depends on the time constraint you're in. If you don't have much time, you're going to have to double text. If you have a lot of time, you don't want to double text, because double texting will just make you look less and less and less and less and less value every time you do it. But there's a trade-off of actually getting the result. And by leaving the city, you don't get the result. So it's okay to lose value to get the result.
Yeah.
You could, and this is my general rule, you're allowed to text to go up to 4 times before you've basically lost the chance to fuck that girl, more or less. If I said, where are you? Hey, what are you up to today? I was thinking about you when I was eating my dinner, blah, 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 and said something, didn't reply, and then I said another dumb thing, didn't reply. It's pretty much done at that point. And normally then messages would be separated. The first double text is normally separated by a day or 2, and then the next one is like a week, and the next one's like a month. And after that, it's fucked, more or less. But if you're in a city, you can double text, triple text, quad text. You can even do it all on the same day if you have to, but just realize it's less likely to work if you're doing something like that, but that's what you have to work with. What's her name? Dasha. I have info with this girl as well. This is some model I picked up in the day. I'll show the texting with her. Kind of ruining the end of the story here because we have to go from bottom to top. Cool. So hey Maria dash Brad, just exactly like I said, just dash Brad. So if the girl replies to dash Brad or dash whatever the fuck her name is, it's a good sign. It basically means you can break the rule and ask a question. If the girl doesn't reply to the first message, don't ask a question. So as soon as the girl does reply, you can ask a question. That's basically my rule. But if she doesn't reply, you can ask a question. Because when a girl hasn't demonstrated that she's willing to reply, you don't know if she's going to answer the question. And the worst thing to happen with a question is to have it not answered. If you ask a question and you don't answer it, it's just not good. But if she does reply, she's indicating that she is going to answer. So that's when she's just hello is enough for me to be like, cool. I can just ask her what she's up to. And with this girl is actually, I mean, the texting's actually kind of normal. What are you doing now? Just finished coffee. No time to get a wine. Blah 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 blah. Actually, this girl's a model, but I actually stood her up. So here, but I ended up meeting her up later anyway. We got an infield, but I met her up like 3 weeks later because I came to. This is one of the cities I revisited 3 weeks later, but I actually stood her up. So perhaps we can go out, blah 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 blah. And she says maybe Friday. Then I suggest a different time because that's better for me. And then she says, you know better, which is a good sign if she's saying I know better. But is Tuesday, Wednesday more appropriate for you? I like my own bars. Cool. This conversation doesn't make any sense because I ask a question and she replies with something that's irrelevant. Whatever. Yeah, we'll go to one. What day? When do you leave? So this is the question thing. This is the tricky thing. If I tell her when I leave, on one hand, I want to meet her, and if I give her the idea that I'm staying here for long, she might push it off and meet me later. But if she knows I'm not staying, she might not want to meet me because to her it might seem like a waste of time. I'm just going to meet some guy, maybe I'll like him, and if I like him, he's going to leave anyway. Why would I put myself through that? But if I don't tell her when I'm leaving, I might not actually going to meet her. There's always a trade-off there. You've got to figure out, is it worth, or what's the time frame you want her to think you're there for? You've got to think of the advantage there. But the funny thing is I never actually met this girl. So we planned to meet at 10 o'clock at this time, and yeah, we didn't meet. So here she says, sorry, I was busy, and this is a few hours before we're going to meet. Okay, so here she actually cancels on me, but it's funny because I was already with a girl this time. So in my mind, I interpreted this as I cancelled her, but here she actually cancels me. But the reason why that happens, the reason why she cancelled me on me here, is because when I said, "What do you think of Mama Stifafalafa?" or whatever it is, this is a nightclub, right? And since I'm already with a girl, I asked her to come somewhere where I knew she wouldn't want to go. So I know she would flake.
Yeah.
That's what I actually did here. So I actually it's interesting. I actually got her to flake herself. Because if I said to her, let's go to that coffee shop or that wine place she wanted to go to, she would have said yes. But I was already with a girl, so I was thinking, cool, I don't want to be an arsehole and just stand her up. So how do I get her to flake? I know she's going to fucking hate this place. So I asked her what she thinks about that. And she says here, I don't like clubs. I see. Sorry, I'm not coming up. I mean, pretty predictable. But here it just looks like I got rejected. But there's more to it that sees the eye. So for me, this is a stronger frame to recover from. If I completely flake a girl, it's a hard frame to construct, especially with a model. If you flake a model, she's not going to meet you. So later on down the track, when I actually come back to Minsk, it's easier for me to recover from that for her flaking on me. Because it's her fault, she wants to make up for it, you know? But she doesn't realize that I wanted that to happen. So here we actually go and meet up. And we actually have a fucking really amazing time, me and this girl. In my product, I'm actually talking about how to actually gain models pretty well. I mean, as someone that's like, someone's kind of ordinary, but I'm not really that ordinary, but, you know, I'm not famous or anything, but...
You've traveled the world and you can talk about that.
Yeah, but the thing I find with models, when I do go on dates with them, they honestly, they're kind of different than most girls. If you have really good energy and you're really fun, you have a lot to offer in that way. That's enough to get pretty hot girls normally. But with models, honestly, when you're with them, there has to be the value exchange you have to give a model has to be more than that. Even if you have like a really amazing personality, that will get you some way. But it actually has to be a little bit more than that with most of them. So with models, it's like if you do want to get over a model, just flying them to a different city is a good way to be able to have sex with them. Just paying for like one plane ticket for them to come to a city with you, or if you're famous, I mean it can work as well. But also if you're with models, I found you have to pick the venue selection is very important. You have to pick the venues very meticulously. You can't like pick some shitty place. The girls, even though they'll find you funny and interesting, they will their identity and the ego of themselves, they'll block off their sexual and physical side from you, even if they're there with you. That's what I noticed with them. You have to like put them in a certain situation so they allow themselves to be like seduced.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed when I was around models most of the time. What do you think, Lewis?
I know what you mean. It's so funny you say how they identify themselves because they can't be seen. It's fucking insane the way you're saying it. I was so interested to hear what you're going to say about it, but I know exactly what you mean. And I think me personally, I think there's girls that are hotter that aren't models.
Yeah. Exactly. Models.
Yeah.
This girl's like an 8.5, right? But she's an actual model for like a big company. And I slept with a girl hotter than her that weekend. But I just was interested. I went and got her just to see how to do it, and it was really interesting. I'm like, I'm going to make this for the product, so I'm going to do it. But the thing is, this model here, what she's saying to me on the date? I really like you, really interested, but you have to know something about me. I'm a really high value girl, okay?
She said
lots of guys really like me, so if you want me, you're going to have to work really hard, okay? I'm like, yeah, cool. But it was just really, to me, it was like I'm like a psychologist going in and dissecting these girls. That's how I felt at the time. And she was like, just going on about it. But when she's like, you're lucky, because I don't normally let guys kiss me when they first meet me. You're lucky. I wouldn't let some guy kiss me. He would have to like do a lot for me first. And it's interesting. And she was like so certain about it. She was talking about all her friends and stuff. And yeah, it's like, there's a certain expectation based on their perceived value. But this girl here was telling me stories about a life where she had no money and stuff. Like she was, something else you have to know about them. They're beautiful. There's hotter girls for sure, yes. The only real value they have is just the title model. Yeah. Just a fucking title model. Other than that, they're not really that rich. They get paid a bit of money, but not that much. If they're a proper model, they get paid a bit of money, it's not that much. I remember she was telling me a story. She had this boyfriend, and she flew him over to see her, and they were together, and then they broke up, and she didn't have enough money to get home, and she had to beg him to pay her flight back, otherwise she was stranded in this country. And I'm like, this is a model here. She's a model. She goes on the runway. And here she is having to beg her ex-boyfriend to pay for a ticket. You know, so these kind of situations happen. And she was like telling me about like her agency, like, you know, takes 50% of the money, and you know they have to work pretty hard, and they don't really get that much money. You know, but they, you know, they get given clothes and bags and shit, so they look rich. You know, they have expensive bags and clothes because the agencies give them to them, the guys buy it from or whatever. So they look rich, but they don't have any money. So they use that image to kind of like leverage people and have that identity. You can always break through it. There's always a way to break through that with models. But with models, there's like there's a bigger barrier in that respect, I've got to say. But if that girl, the same girl that's that hot, if she's just not a model, it changes.
How did the day continue after that?
So I met her on the street, and then we were going to go on a date. It didn't happen, and then we went on a date. I just let her pick a fancy place because I knew that she wasn't going to like a fucking shitty bar. But it was actually not that expensive. She just took me to some wine place with fucking cheese and shit. She liked cheese and wine, and then she ordered all this food that she wouldn't fucking eat. So it's typical of models. They just order stuff and don't eat it. Annoying. And then we went to like maybe 3 other bars, and after that I was like, okay, now I'm gonna try to pull her. And she's like, you know what? I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You know, go to bed. I'm just gonna go out and meet more girls. So she's like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I'm really tired. I'd love to hang out with you more. I'm like, that's fine. So I just went out and met more girls. So it wasn't bothering me. And I actually felt like I got a lot out of that. Even though I like paid for like food and drinks for her. We got an infield, and I felt like I got a lot of knowledge out of that interaction with that girl. And then what later happened is I met that girl up again, and we went to a few bars again, and then I took her back to my place, and we had sex. And she was under the impression that we were gonna hang out and go more places together, because I was like, on the second day I was playing the frame of more provider, because like there's no way I'm getting anywhere if I try to like be like the badass of this guy. There's no this girl. So I was playing like the frame of, you know, we can travel together and shit. But then basically after that, she was like, later on, she kind of like asked me what my situation was, and I was like, I had to like leave the city, you know, for an emergency, blah 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 blah, whatever. I just stopped texting her. But this is very interesting, the way you have to like deal with these girls. It was not easy by any means. I mean, I had to probably go like 7 bars away over 2 days. Normally it's like 1 or 2. I had to go to like 7 different bars, because every single place you go to, you're building more of a connection, more of a vibe with the other person, and they're trusting you more and more. I felt like if I really tried to push on the first date to pull it, it wouldn't have worked. Even on the second date, it was a fucking struggle. Like out the front of the house, I had to try like 7. Normally I would just try 3 or 4 times to get a girl in the house. I tried like 7 times out the front. It was a bit ridiculous. But yeah. Actually, on this infield, if I actually can stick it up, basically every single pool, because a lot of the infield's from Russia, every single one of the pools, when I do pull the girl, out the front of the house, they should say, oh, I'm not coming in. What they'll say is, oh, is this your house? I'm like, yeah, but it's not important. We're just going to go watch, we're just going to get a bowl of wine. It might as well not be my house. And then she's like, yeah, but it's your house, I'm not coming up. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then I'll like pull out my phone and show them some video. See Lennon here? He's in my house. You know the ex-owner of my house used to be this famous guy, and he left these like drawings in the house and shit. And I'll just like start changing the subject for this stuff. And every single girl that I got to my house would do the same thing and say, I'm not coming in. But every single one of those, I would persist and get them back up. I just found all the videos are recorded, but I find it very interesting. It's kind of like typical behavior of Russian girls, or maybe kind of models a little bit, I would say. Not really typical behavior of a Western girl to act like that. A little bit. They'll say, well, just so you know, we're not having sex. A lot of girls will say that. Russian girls won't say that. I didn't find models didn't actually say that either. They won't say we're not having sex. They'll just give a lot of resistance at the front door, like a lot. They'll just stand out there and have a smoke and just not fucking move. You'll be standing at the front door opening, you're like, I'm inside. And they're just like, nah, I'm going here. And they'll just have a smoke, and you just like, you have to find the most creative way to get them up, you know? And one of them, I literally had to tell them like the house belonged to like the ex-president and shit, but they're just like entice her to come up or whatever. Or sometimes you say you left your wallet upstairs or just something dumb like that. But as soon as you would think trying to get a girl up to your house that much, when she does get up, she's gonna be like, it's gonna be weird, it's gonna be awkward. By the time she forgets about it, when she actually comes up and sits down on the couch to start talking, she forgot that she was being so difficult at the front door, and now she's like relaxed again. So it actually, as soon as the girl comes up to the house, all that effort at the front door, and all that like maybe weirdness, all that persistence, it goes away. The only risk is if you do persist a lot at the front door and she doesn't come up, you kind of blow it. Because if you try once to get the girl to the house, she doesn't come, try 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7 times, and then ultimately she doesn't come up, in that situation she's probably not going to reply to you again. Because she's going to perceive it as, okay, it was creepy. But if she does come up, she changes her perception. Because she fucks you or she has a good time with you. Yeah?
Do you think you would have made things easier for yourself if the place you were staying had like a rooftop or balcony and something like that?
Yeah, some of the places do have those kind of things, but yeah, I mean that can make it a little bit easier. Because if the girl does come to your house and she gets uncomfortable, you're like, oh, let's just go to the rooftop. But it's not that big a deal. I don't think having a rooftop's that big a deal. If the girl's a super big gold digger, them kind of things can make a small difference, but they're not really that important, no. And most girls aren't super gold diggers, to be honest. I mean, these little small things, when a girl was like looking for like, an expensive house or a rich guy, all these things can be compensated by taking the girl's mind off of what she's thinking and what her perception of things are. The more you can take her mind off of things by, I call it scrambling RES. You're talking about a lot of different things, and then as soon as she thinks about that, you're changing the topic, and then now she doesn't even remember what the problem was, So if she's looking for something, she might not even remember what it is. So if you can be fast at changing topics and getting the girl's mind on something and then instantly changing it, and then that's when you take the girl inside, she's going to forget what the problem was. So that's a good way to deal with girls that do that kind of shit, or that kind of people, Once again, I talk about that in my dating product, which you guys will get.
We should go with day game. Let's go do some day game. What do you guys think? Day game? Woo!